Question 1. From the perspective of Mr. Aman managing a XenDesktop 7.6 deployment, he notices the delivery controllers are overwhelmed during peak login times, causing delays. Which of the following is the best action to address this issue without degrading user experience? A. Increase the number of delivery controllers and configure them for load balancing. B. Upgrade the hypervisor to the latest version to enhance overall performance. C. Reduce the number of virtual desktops to minimize load on delivery controllers. D. Deploy additional storefront servers to distribute user requests. Answer. Correct answer, A. Explanation. Increasing delivery controllers and configuring load balancing directly targets the bottleneck at the control layer, distributing authentication and brokering load efficiently. Upgrading the hypervisor, B, may improve VM performance but does not address the delivery controller load directly. Reducing desktops, C, limits user capacity, negatively impacting business needs. Adding storefront servers, D, improves user access routing but does not relieve delivery controller processing delays. Proper sizing and redundancy of delivery controllers are core principles for scalability and resilience in Citrix architecture. Question 2. Given the circumstances that Patel is tasked with designing a high-availability storefront deployment, which design consideration is most critical to ensure seamless user access and session reliability? A. Use a air server cluster to host the storefront configuration database. B. Deploy multiple storefront servers behind a load balancer. C. Configure storefront to UHEP instead HEs to reduce latency. D. Implement user profile management on the storefront servers. Answer. Correct answer, C. Explanation. Option C is actually incorrect because HES is essential for secure communication and protecting user credentials and session tokens. The correct choice here is B. Deploying multiple storefront servers behind a load balancer ensures redundancy and fault tolerance, preventing a single point of failure and balancing user requests. SQL Server clustering is relevant for databases, but storefront primarily stores its configuration locally or via XML files, so this is less critical. User profile management, D, pertains to session personalization, not storefront how. Question 3. As demonstrated by Istaliu's recent project, he needs to select a hypervisor for XenDesktop 7.6 that supports efficient machine creation services, MCS. Which hypervisor feature is most essential for optimal MCS operation? A. Support for storage snapshots and linked clones. B. Integration with Microsoft Active Directory. C. Native GPU acceleration for 3 workloads. D. Advanced firewall rules for virtual machine isolation. Answer. Correct answer, A. Explanation. MCS relies heavily on hypervisor snapshot and linked clone capabilities to rapidly provision and update virtual machines from a master image. Integration with Active Directory. B is unrelated to hypervisor choice. GPU acceleration. C benefits 3D graphics but does not impact MCS efficiency. Firewall rules. D relate to security but do not affect MCS provisioning mechanisms. Understanding hypervisor features supporting MCS is fundamental for designing scalable VDI solutions. Question 4. When analyzing Garcia's user base, she identifies distinct user personas with varying application and performance requirements. How should these personas influence the XenDesktop deployment design? A. Assign all users to a single machine catalog with uniform settings for simplicity. B. Create multiple delivery groups and catalogs tailored to persona-specific workloads. C. Deploy only persistent desktops to satisfy all user types. D. Use Citrix policies to enforce identical session settings for all users regardless of persona. Answer. Correct answer, B. Explanation. Different user personas have diverse needs. Some require persistent desktops, others non-persistent. Some need resource-intensive apps, others lighter environments. Creating multiple delivery groups and catalogs tailored to these personas optimizes resource allocation and user experience. Single catalogs, A, or uniform policies, D, ignore these distinctions, reducing efficiency and satisfaction. Deploying persistent desktops, C, may waste resources for users who can function on pooled desktops. Question 5. In the context of securing communication within XenDesktop 7.6 environment. What is the most effective way to ensure data confidentiality and integrity between delivery controllers and VDAS? A. Use IPsec to encrypt all network traffic between components. B. Enable SALS encryption on Citrix XML and ICA channels. C. Restrict network traffic to VLANs without additional encryption. D. Rely solely on Active Directory authentication without encryption. Answer. Correct answer. C. Explanation. While VLAN segmentation C improves network isolation, it alone does not guarantee confidentiality or integrity. The correct approach is B. Enable SALS encrypts SML and ICA protocol traffic, protecting data in transit against interception and tampering. IPsec is a strong alternative, but less commonly used specifically in Citrix environments compared to SALS. Relying solely on AD authentication, D provides identity verification but no encryption for data packets. Question 6. Throughout the course of XenDesktop 7.6 deployment, ISTA notices users complaining of slow logon times and inconsistent profile settings. What is the most likely cause and what should be implemented to resolve this? A. Network latency. It implements Citrix profile management to optimize user profiles. B. Insufficient CPU resources. Upgrade hypervisor hosts. C. Storefront misconfiguration. Deploy additional storefront servers. D. Delivery controller overload. Add more delivery controllers. Answer. Correct answer. A. Explanation. Slow logon and inconsistent profiles often result from poor profile management, where large or corrupted profiles cause delays. Citrix profile management optimizes loading by managing profile data efficiently. EPU upgrades. B. Storefront. C. And delivery controller scaling. D. Address different layers of infrastructure and would not directly resolve profile issues. Understanding user profile management's role is key for enhancing user experience. Question 7. Considering the evidence from a recent XenDesktop 7.6 upgrade, Smith needs to update the master image used for PVS streaming without disrupting end users. What is the best practice she should follow? A. Update the master image directly on all target devices during business hours. B. Use a version maintenance image, update it offline, and then assign it to target devices during off hours. C. Delete the existing master image and create a new one immediately. D. Avoid updating the master image to prevent any downtime. Answer. Correct answer. C. Explanation. Option C is incorrect because deleting the existing master image abruptly can cause downtime and instability. The best practice is B. Creating a new version of the master image offline, testing it, and then rolling it out during off hours minimizes disruption. Updating target devices directly during business hours. A. Risks interruptions. Avoiding updates. D. Jeopardizes security and application stability. Proper image lifecycle management ensures smooth EVS operations. Question 8. With respect to Citrix policies, ISTA Wilson wants to optimize bandwidth for remote users without compromising display quality. Which policy setting should he prioritize? A. Disable HDX adaptive transport to reduce latency. B. Enable HDX adaptive transport and optimize multimedia redirection. C. Set all sessions to use fork resolution regardless of client device. D. Limit session bandwidth by reducing the number of active sessions per user. Answer. Correct answer. A. Explanation. Option A is actually incorrect because disabling HDX adaptive transport reduces performance, especially over WAN. The correct answer is B. Enabling HEX adaptive transport dynamically adjusts protocol behavior to improve performance over varying network conditions, while multimedia redirection offloads media decoding to the client, saving bandwidth. Forcing fork resolution. C. Consumes bandwidth unnecessarily, limiting sessions. D. Is unrelated to bandwidth optimization. Question 9. Based on the information that is Thompson's XenDesktop environment has frequent EDA registration failures, what should she investigate first to identify the root cause? A. Verify delivery controller availability and communication with VDAS. B. Check if user permissions on the storefront server are correct. C. Upgrade hypervisor tools on virtual desktops. D. Increase the timeout value in Citrix policies. Answer. Correct answer. D. Explanation. Increasing timeout D might be a remedial step but is not the first diagnostic action. The most effective initial step is A. Verifying the delivery controller's availability and network communication to the EDIS. EDA registration depends on delivery controller connectivity. User permissions on storefront. B. Impact user access, not EDA registration. Hypervisor tools, C, are important but less likely to cause registration failures directly. Question 10. In light of recent developments in XenDesktop 7.6, Mr. Garcia is considering delegated administration to improve operational efficiency. What is the most important consideration when implementing delegated administration? A. Assign all administrators full access rights to prevent delays. B. Limit permissions to the minimum required to perform specific tasks. C. Use a single administrator account to maintain control and simplify management. D. Disable auditing to avoid performance degradation during delegation. Answer. Correct answer. B. Explanation. Delegated administration follows the principle of least privilege, so limiting permissions. B. Reduces security risks and operational mistakes. Assigning full rights to all admins, they contradict security best practices. Using a single admin account. C. Reduces accountability and increases risk. Disabling auditing. D. Is counterproductive because auditing is critical for monitoring changes and compliance, despite minor performance costs. Question 11. Considering the evidence in Isrivera's XenDesktop 7.6 deployment, users complain about inconsistent session persistence after reconnection. Which configuration most likely solves this issue? A. Enable workspace control with session roaming enabled across devices. B. Disable HEX optimization to improve reconnection stability. C. Reduce the number of delivery controllers to avoid session conflicts. D. Remove user profile management to force fresh sessions. Answer. Correct answer. A. Explanation. Workspace control allows users to roam between devices seamlessly, reconnecting to active sessions to maintain state and application continuity. Disabling HEX. B. Harms performance without addressing session persistence. Reducing delivery controllers. C. Risks overloading and service disruption. Removing profile management. D. Leads to inconsistent user environments, thus enabling workspace controllers. Best approach to session persistence. Question 12. Under the assumption that ISTA-KIM needs to ensure optimal sizing of the delivery controllers in a large XenDesktop 7.6 farm, what factor should he prioritize to avoid performance bottlenecks? A. Number of active concurrent users and broker load. B. The storage capacity of the hypervisor. C. The number of storefront servers deployed. D. The type of client devices connecting to the system. Answer. Correct answer. B. Explanation. Storage capacity of the hypervisor. B is less critical for sizing delivery controllers than the number of active concurrent users and the broker load, which directly influence CPU and memory requirements. Option A is actually the primary sizing consideration for delivery controllers, making it the correct answer. Storefront servers C and client devices D influence user access but not the delivery controller load sizing. Question 13. From a practical standpoint, when Mr. O'Connor integrates Active Directory with XenDesktop 7.6, what is the most effective way to ensure proper user and group management? A. Use organizational units used to delegate administration and apply group policies selectively. B. Import all users into single Active Directory group to simplify management. C. Rely solely on local user accounts on delivery controllers. D. Disable Active Directory integration to avoid permission conflicts. Answer. Correct answer. C. Explanation. Local accounts on delivery controllers C are insufficient and not scalable for enterprise environments. If this is a poor practice, the correct approach is A. Utilizing Active Directory use enables granular control, delegation, and policy application, optimizing user and group management. Importing all users into one group B. Risk security and management challenges. Disabling ad integration breaks essential authentication and authorization flows. Question 14. When faced with a EC deployment, Johnson needs to reduce network load caused by streaming virtual disks to target devices. Which method best achieves this? A. Use caching on target devices to minimize repeated disk streaming. B. Increase the number of delivery controllers. C. Disable multicast streaming to simplify network traffic. D. Enable storefront load balancing. Answer. Correct answer. D. Explanation. Increasing storefront load balancing de-distributes user connection requests but does not directly reduce PVS streaming load. The best answer is A. Caching on target devices reduces repeated streaming by storing disk data locally, increasing delivery controllers. B. Or disabling multicast. C. Does not effectively reduce network traffic related to PVS disk streaming. Efficient cache strategies essential for PVS scalability. Question 15. Based on the information that Istis Singh has deployed multiple hypervisors for XenDesktop 7.6, which consideration is most important when integrating these hypervisors with Machine Creation Services MCS? A. Ensuring all hypervisors support snapshot and clone capabilities. B. Using the same operating system version across all VDAS. C. Configuring storefront for each hypervisor independently. D. Deploying different delivery controllers for each hypervisor. Answer. Correct answer. A. Explanation. MCS depends on the hypervisor's ability to create snapshots and linked clones for rapid provisioning. Uniform OS versions. B. Are best practice but not hypervisor integration specific. Storefront. C. Can aggregate resources and does not require separate configs per hypervisor. Delivery controllers. D. Can manage multiple hypervisors, so separate controllers are not mandatory. Understanding hypervisor features is crucial for MCS efficiency. Question 16. From the perspective of user profile management, what is the most significant benefit of using Citrix profile management in XenDesktop 7.6 environment? A. It reduces the size of the master image by offloading profile data. B. It ensures profile consistency and faster logon times by streaming profile data dynamically. C. It eliminates the need for any user authentication. D. It replaces Active Directory as the identity store. Answer. Correct answer. D. Explanation. Option D is incorrect because Citrix profile management does not replace Active Directory. The correct answer is B. It dynamically streams and manages user profile data, ensuring consistency and faster logons, improving user experience. Reducing master image size. A is indirect and less relevant. Authentication. C remains AD or other identity provider's responsibility. Question 17. With respect to HES technologies, which scenario best illustrates the benefit of HDX adaptive transport in XenDesktop 7.6 deployment? A. Improving graphics rendering on high-end local GPUs only. B. Adjusting protocol transport dynamically to optimize performance over variable network conditions. C. Replacing Citrix policies with machine learning algorithms. D. Removing the need for delivery controllers in the environment. Answer. Correct answer. C. Explanation. Option C is incorrect and unrelated to HDX adaptive transport. The correct choice is B. HDX adaptive transport dynamically switches transport protocols like ET or TCP depending on network conditions to optimize session responsiveness and reliability. Graphics rendering. A is improved by GPU pass-through or optimization but not directly related. Delivery controllers. D. Essential. Question 18. Through the lens of monitoring and troubleshooting, which Citrix Director feature is most valuable for proactive environment management? A. Viewing real-time session latency and bandwidth utilization per user. B. Modifying delivery controller configurations. C. Creating machine catalogs and delivery groups. D. Installing VDA agents on target machines. Answer. Correct answer. A. Explanation. Citrix Director's core function is monitoring, including real-time insights into session performance like latency and bandwidth. A. Allowing proactive troubleshooting. Modifying controllers. B. Creating catalogs. C. Or installing VDAS. D. Are administrative tasks done outside Director, usually through Studio or other tools. Effective use of Director supports high availability and user satisfaction. Question 19. During the process of securing XenDesktop 7.6 communication, what is the primary reason to configure SALS certificates on storefront and delivery controllers? A. To encrypt data in transit and ensure authenticity of communication endpoints. B. To enable load balancing among delivery controllers. C. To speed up the provisioning of virtual desktops. D. To allow users to bypass authentication for faster logon. Answer. Correct answer. A. Explanation. SALS certificates encrypt data and authenticate server endpoints, protecting user credentials and session data from interception or tampering. Load balancing. B. Is unrelated to SSL certs provisioning speed. C. Is unaffected and bypassing authentication. D. Is insecure and not recommended. Proper certificate deployment is a fundamental security best practice in Citrix environments. Question 20. To what degree does delegated administration in XenDesktop 7.6 improve operational security and management? A. It centralizes all permissions to a single administrator account. B. It distributes specific permissions to roles, minimizing excess privileges. C. It allows users to modify delivery controller settings. D. It disables auditing for faster administrative operations. Answer. Correct answer. B. Explanation. Delegated administration enforces the principle of least privilege by assigning narrowly defined roles, enhancing security and accountability. Centralizing permissions creates a single point of failure and security risk, allowing users broad modification rights. C. Contradicts delegation purpose. Disabling auditing. D. Undermines security and compliance monitoring. Delegation is vital for and secure management. Question 21. Within the framework of a Citrix XenDesktop 7.6 deployment, Istacata is tasked with optimizing user logon times. Which approach best addresses this goal without compromising security? A. Implement Citrix profile management with folder redirection and asynchronous processing. B. Disable all group policies during logon to speed up the process. C. Increase the number of delivery controllers to reduce logon latency. D. Remove SALS encryption to minimize network overhead. Answer. Correct answer. B. Explanation. Disabling all group policies. B. Is neither practical nor secure, as policies are often essential for configuration and security. The best answer is they. Citrix profile management combined with folder redirection reduces profile load times and improves logon speed while maintaining security and consistency. Increasing delivery controllers. C. May improve overall system performance but does not direct impact profile load time. Removing encryption. D. Is a critical security risk. Question 22. By evaluating the requirements for deploying virtual desktops with machine creation services, MCS is new and wants to ensure efficient storage utilization. What should she do? A. Use linked clones with a master image and configure automatic snapshot management. B. Provision full clones for each virtual desktop to maximize isolation. C. Disable snapshots on the hypervisor to avoid storage overhead. D. Store user profiles on the local disk of each virtual machine. Answer. Correct answer. C. Explanation. Disabling snapshots. C. Undermines MCS efficiency since snapshots enable rapid cloning and image updates. The correct choice is A. MCS that says linked clones and snapshots to save storage and enable fast provisioning. For clones, B. Consume significantly more storage and reduce scalability. Storing profiles locally. D. Reduces portability and increases logon times. Efficient snapshot use. Vital in MCS design. Question 23. In the context of SEER, HDS optimization, which technique most effectively improves multimedia performance in a XenDesktop 7.6 environment? A. UHEX media stream for flash and video redirection to client devices. B. Disable adaptive transport to reduce protocol complexity. C. Force all sessions to use standard ECP transport. D. Block multimedia redirection to maintain security. Answer. Correct answer. A. Explanation. HDS media stream optimizes multimedia by offloading flash and video decoding to client devices, improving performance and reducing server load. Disabling adaptive transport. B. Or forcing ECP. C. Reduces protocol efficiency and responsiveness. Blocking multimedia redirection. D. Sacrifices user experience unnecessarily. Leveraging HEX media optimizations balances performance. Resort use. Question 24. Several experts suggest that Mr. Evans monitor the XenDesktop environment proactively, which Citrix Director feature enables him to identify performance bottlenecks before they impact users. A. Alerts and notifications configured for session latency thresholds. B. Manual log file review after user complaints. C. Increasing hypervisor host capacity arbitrarily. D. Disabling user session monitoring to improve performance. Answer. Correct answer. D. Explanation. Disabling session monitoring. D. Impedes proactive management and is counterproductive. The correct answer is A. Configuring alerts for latency or resource thresholds allows administrators to detect and remediate problems before affecting users. Manual log review. B. Is reactive and inefficient. Increasing host capacity. C. Without analysis is wasteful and may not solve the root cause. Question 25. When analyzing network security in XenDesktop 7.6, what is the most critical firewall rule to enable secure communication between delivery controllers and VDAS? A. Allow TCP port 1494 and 2598 for ICOC sessions. B. Open EP port 80 phase GPIT traffic. C. Block all incoming traffic to delivery controllers. D. Disable firewall completely during initial setup. Answer. Correct answer. A. Explanation. Ports 1494 and 2598 are used for ICA and session reliability protocols critical for Citrix communication. Allowing these is essential. Opening IP80. B. Is irrelevant SysITGP as ETP and isn't recommended for secure sessions. Blocking all traffic. C. Prevents system operation. Disabling firewalls. D. Introduces security risks. Correct firewall configuration is vital for secure and functional XenDesktop. Question 26. From the perspective of master image management, is Lopez needs to update a master image for MCS without disrupting users. What is the best practice? A. Create a new version of the master image offline and perform a rolling update during off hours. B. Update the existing master image directly while users are logged on. C. Delete the master image and recreate the machine catalog immediately. D. Avoid updating the master image to prevent service interruption. Answer. Correct answer. C. Explanation. Option C is actually disruptive. Deleting master images abruptly causes downtime and is not best practice. The best answer is A. Create a new master image version offline, test it, and roll out updates during scheduled maintenance to minimize disruption. Updating images during active sessions. B. Can cause inconsistencies. Avoiding updates. D. Risk security and stability. Proper image life management is essential. Question 27. In terms of user experience, what role does Citrix Workspace Control play in a XenDesktop 7.6 environment? A. Enables seamless session roaming and reconnection across multiple devices. B. Manages the creation of virtual desktops in the hypervisor. C. Handles the provisioning of storefront servers. D. Encrypts all ICA traffic end-to-end. Answer. Correct answer. A. Explanation. Workspace Control enhances user experience by allowing session roaming and reconnection so users can resume work on different devices without losing context. Virtual desktop creation, B, and storefront provisioning, C, are administrative functions outside Workspace Control. Encryption of ICA traffic, D, is handled the SALHES policies, not Workspace Control. It is a user-centric, focusing on session continuity. Question 20. To illustrate this point, ISTA-Sing wants to configure Citrix policies to limit bandwidth usage for specific user groups during peak hours. Which policy configuration approach is most effective? A. Create bandwidth control policies targeting user groups and schedule them during peak periods. B. Apply global bandwidth restrictions with no exceptions. C. Disable bandwidth management to improve session speed. D. Set policies only at the delivery controller level, ignoring user groups. Answer. Correct answer. B. Explanation. Option B is too rigid, applying to all users regardless of need, possibly harming critical users. The better answer is A. Targeting bandwidth controls to specific user groups and scheduling these policies during peak times optimizes resource allocation without unnecessary restrictions. Disabling bandwidth management. C. Risks network congestion. Policies must be granular and targeted, not global, indiscriminate. Question 29. The fundamental question is, in a multi-hypervisor XenDesktop 7.6 environment, what is the most important consideration for maintaining consistent performance? A. Standardize VDA versions and image updates across all hypervisors. B. Use different delivery controllers for each hypervisor platform. C. Disable HES optimizations for cross-platform compatibility. D. Avoid using machine creation services with mixed hypervisors. Answer. Correct answer. C. Explanation. Disabling HES optimizations. C. Reduces performance and user experience without necessity. The correct choice is A. Standardizing VDAS and image versions ensures consistent behavior and eases troubleshooting across hypervisors. Using separate delivery controllers. B. Increases complexity unnecessarily. CS supports multi-hypervisor setups. D. When properly configured. Consistency in software versions is key. Question 30. Taking into account best practices, what is the most secure method for managing delegated administration in XenDesktop 7.6? A. Assign least privilege roles tailored to administrators' responsibilities. B. Provide all administrators with full rights for flexibility. C. Use shared administrator account with common password. D. Disable auditing to avoid overhead from delegated permissions. Answer. Correct answer. A. Explanation. Least privilege assignment. A. Minimizes risk by limiting admins to necessary permissions following security best practices. Granting full rights. B. Or using shared accounts. C. Increases exposure to errors and attacks. Disabling auditing. D. Weakens accountability and security monitoring. Delegated administration must balance access and security.